string, are you with me? Round up, rainbow, curtain in the city, rushing through me. Downpour, upstream, are you with me? Feel it.
BC Richfield here, coming to you live from London. It is day 6 of our incredible Congress event, and I've got such a treat in store for you today. But before we dive deeper into that, let's remember it's finally Black Friday time. You can claim 24/7 trading help. Stop losing money in the markets. Stop getting done over by scammers. Be part of a profitable trading community full of professionals whose results, in truth, arrogance aside here as one of the traders, have been absolutely sensational. Don't forget about the education access you have, as well as one of the most vibrant communities and one of the most original in the space, with you since 2017. And just by using either the QR code you've got on the screen there or the link in the description, you can get 50% off. Now, this is really what I'm excited to do and really super excited to bring you. I want to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Nicholas Bentivoglio from Astrabit, my dear friend and just a wonderful human being. Nick, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Reese. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How badly did I murder the surname?
Terribly, but it's okay. I've had worse.
Really felt like I had it before the run-in as well. Then it just went.
Oh, it's all right. The love is still there, my friend.
Thank you so much as well for logging in. I know it's the morning where you are, and I know you're taking a short break, but really so happy to have you on the show with us, my friend. So happy. Now, we've got so much cool and interesting things to cover about Astrabit, right? So rather than me, as much as I'm probably your biggest fan out there, you and the team over there, you've got just sensational people, human beings, just the technology, the trading, what you're doing in the space, right? I think this is probably the first of many deep conversations we're going to have about this. But rather than me ramble, why don't you tell us a little bit about who are you and who are Astrabit?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Who am I? Well, I'm Nick. By way of background, I have 3 degrees, minors in mathematics and financial engineering. I've studied 2 levels of the CFA. I've passed the Series 7 and going on to the Series 24 with the securities with the SEC. I have 15 years of experience in finance, 13 of them in private equity on the buy side, with a focus on distressed asset arbitrage and leverage buyouts. And in about 2018, I started getting very interested in crypto and digital assets and spent about a year studying the marketplace, market participation, and broadly how the market behaved and reacted to certain events. And then with my very dear friend and actually one of the partners at Astrabit, we decided we wanted to engage in automated algorithmic trading with an algorithm that we developed ourselves. And we used a very well-known bot platform, which I won't name because it was actually the reason Astrabit was founded, right? Last year, many of their users had millions of dollars stolen from them. Mm-hmm. We also, my business partner had about $150,000 stolen from him off that platform in 2020. And so when he reached out for assistance, they gave him none. And we thought, okay, well, we'll build our own platform to compete. And that's what we did.
Fantastic. I mean, we're going to get in actually, but ladies and gents, we've got some really, really good videos for you. I mean, for me, one of the things I always look for in the mark of a quality company is their advertising, their video work, how they're promoting themselves. And, these are some absolute beauties that you have here as well. So before we kind of dive in a little deeper to this, and we get the videos on the go, I wanted to kind of cover off, like why use Astrabit, right? Because and a leading question, I know, but what I want to just say on the space is, and I know you can go a bit deeper into this for us as well, is how rigorous the process is to get a bot on your platform, right? I mean, we've been around since 2017. We really, really back our traders, our team. We're incredibly profitable in the markets. We have been consistently. We had one down month this month, which was April. Apart from that, we've had some absolutely super normal returns. But I have to say, even with, the relationship that we built before knowing you guys and the rapport of getting to know one another, the process is incredibly demanding, which I love, right? I mean, if I want to be giving my money to an automated system or something like that, I want to know these systems have been really thrown through the mill, a couple of times. So, the rejection rate's higher, right? We love that. I mean,
we have a little saying, it's the traders that Astrabit rejects that make Astrabit traders the best.
Yeah, that is a good saying. So elaborate more for us, mate. What's the process?
So our entire modus operandi is to make it really simple. We liked, one thing that Steve Jobs did really well was to take incredibly, difficult concepts and streamline into a system that even an 80-year-old can use. The iPhone is so easy. It's just you touch it and it works. So we follow that modus operandi. So Astrabit, because of the money that was stolen from my business partner, our predominant driving vision is security, then simplicity, being able to streamline the process so that anybody can participate. You don't need to be a coder or a developer. Anyone can use an Astrabit bot. My 80-year-old aunt uses an Astrabit bot. So we've simplified that. We'll be releasing automated hedging features in the next week.
Wow.
To streamline that process, to make it so that you can go and live your life, do anything you want, and Astrabit will do everything for you. And the easiest way to really think about Astrabit is exactly the way you described it. We have strategists who go through rigorous testing, and you guys have just been through it. We'll get to that in a moment. And then you have Astrabit. So think of it like a game console and a game. Astrabit is the console. It provides you with all the infrastructure. It enables you to API into your preferred exchange, and it handles all of the execution of the trades, etc., on your exchange directly in your wallet. Astrabit has no withdrawal feature whatsoever. And in fact, our instructions very clearly state don't give any withdrawal or transfer permissions to Astrabit. So even if somebody did hack Astrabit, they wouldn't be able to take money out of your wallet. And then what you do is you then choose the strategy that you want and you just attach it, just like a game. So the strategy is the game and Astrabit is the console. So what we've always been driven by with the simplicity, the next stage of that is quality. We don't just want any random person putting their strategies, because we do try to follow the best interests of our users, and putting out a second-rate strategy just doesn't do that. So we have a very rigorous process, and we can go into more detail, but basically it starts with an application. The strategist applies, we review everything. Most of them don't make it past the application phase. Then those that do go into an alpha testing phase where everything is set up. They're given a free strategist account with free bots. Astrabit plugs into them, and we monitor everything, as you've seen, on our back end, and we look at the profit and loss. And then if they pass the alpha, they then go into a beta test, depending on the number, on how frequently their strategy trades. That beta test will last a minimum of 1 month, but up to 6 months. And what we specifically look for is, well, okay, if you're promoting this strategy as a, let's say a DCA long only strategy, what is its profitability? What's its win rate? And we will accept a strategy that falls with one standard deviation. So what we do is we do an internal calculation at Astrabit to define what would be the mean expected return from this strategy. And then we look at one standard deviation on the downside risk. And this is another product that we'll be releasing next week, is Astrabit Portfolio, which takes into, there's going to be a big white paper about it. We're also releasing an index, the Astra 100, but that's all beside the point. What's really important is strategists that make it through the beta not only have they proved that their strategy is profitable, that it behaves within parameters that Astrabit sets, but they also do live beta testing with Astrabit members and their own members, and it's free. And so those members also play an important role in determining whether the strategy gets approved, because if the strategy is successful, those members will want to buy it, they'll want to subscribe to it, they'll want to add it to their portfolio of strategies. And so, yes, all of that goes into an asymptotic decision-making process. And you guys have done very well, but we'll get to that when you're ready.
Absolutely, an asymptotic. That's an arousing word, Nick. You dropped some absolute beauties on me in our conversations together. But I have to say, from kind of my side, obviously coming from a business background, coming into this wonderful space to trading, and then being embraced by Crypto Bourbon, the team here at TBN. I've never TBN, the Bourbonness, sorry, internal abbreviations there for you. I've never been happier with the people that I work with, the good people I'm surrounded with, right, as well. And in our time of knowing each other, obviously we've hit off a wonderful friendship, a great rapport. But I think the whole foundation has just been built on this absolute respect for what you guys are trying to do in the space. And I mean, the features that you've got coming out, the way that you carry yourselves as a company, the way that you just provide such professionalism to such an opaque space. You guys are exactly what this Congress event is about, right? This Congress event is about, making sure people can cut through the bad actors, the people in the space, people they want to follow, people they know that they can trust, people that they know they can learn from, right? And we always say to everybody, right, whether you're trading and you say, oh, look, here's some really good traders, follow these guys. Don't follow people blindly, overlay your own brain on it, for goodness sake, write your own strategies, right? But at the same time, once you have this pool of incredible resources to dip into, you're harnessing. I mean, look at your background alone, right? How long it would take someone to get to even a fraction of the knowledge that you have. And that's forgetting about the amazing team, your business partner, right? Cam, all these people in the back end, you just built this group of superstars, right? So I think that's where there's always been this great synergy between us as well. It is the fact we know how to build very good teams. You know how to surround yourself with good people. And another thing that really resonates with me as an absolute Luddite dinosaur when it comes to coding, technology, and the rest of it is the fact that it's the gamification of what you've done, right? I always feel like there's this huge disconnect in the space between the technology side, the delivery side, the customer, right? So like you said about your auntie, poor old Auntie Ethel or whoever's coming into the game now, she doesn't want to know about, the blockchain and the speed of this and tether, all this other kind of technical stuff, right? What you want to do is, often you create, an issue for yourself with that because you're pushing the customer further away. Like you said, and it's the best example of all is, Steve Jobs with Apple. What did they do? They just made this super accessible, super high quality product. And I think actually, that's where the crypto space for me needs this development now.
Absolutely.
From ledgers and MetaMask and cold wallets and all of this stuff to how about just open an app, do this. So the gamification side, Nick, right, like you talked about, that was obviously a very conscious decision from you and a very, very smart one. So, we're going to show some videos in a minute, right? We're going to just do this nice registration video. You can see how smooth and effortless that is to go on, but then also about how you can kind of upload a bot on there. Because I bet right now there are some magnificent DJs watching this that are thinking, hang on a minute, I don't have to stay up until 3 a.m. all day in my pants drinking, Monster energy drinks or whatever, right? And, trying to catch these trades with my frazzled brain is killing my strategy for me. Just take that out of the game, right? The gamification. But just before we go into that, tell me a little bit more about the thought process behind that. Obviously you had the bad experience, you're a partner losing money on there. That was a pain point. There was a barrier. You crushed that. But then I don't really know any others that are doing this same kind of thing. You go to you, right? We spit out this, look, this is what I want to do. You guys can even code everything from the ground up for someone, launch it onto a marketplace. As long as they know what they're doing, you are giving these people everything. And it really is for fractions of a cost, right? Just run me through that a little bit more. I know it's such an open-ended question, really, but especially focused on the gamification side of it, right? It's so clever.
Yeah, well, that's really the key component, is making it simple and giving people rewards. So even the registration process, when you first register for Astrabit, what we do is we give you free credits. So you have to input your credit card, but what we do is just for doing that, you get 10 free credits. If you sign up through if you do other things, you get more free credits. So people can get up to 30 or 40 free credits from Astrabit. And right now, we also have a Black Friday sale, which reduces the cost of the bots as well. And then that gives them some free runway before their credit card is even charged. You know, if they're spending $1 or, you know, $2 a day, they'll get 2 weeks of free use of Astrabit to really test it out, become, you know, acquainted with it, understand its products, understand everything they can do with it, learn about it. And yeah, we try it. Get the gamification side's really important, not because we want people to be addicted. In fact, quite the opposite. Exactly like you said, we want people to be able to go away and live their lives. And as people will see, if they've done that and just used, I'll just call it the Bird Nest bot for the last couple of weeks, they'd be doing incredibly well. Actually, if they'd been using it from the beginning of the alpha test, they'd be doing extraordinarily well. And they don't have to do anything. Go play with your kids in the front yard. Go skiing. Go swimming. To your wife. Do all of these things, but don't sit in front of a computer screen, like you said, at 3 o'clock at night, staying awake, desperately trying to catch that trade. When you can get when professionals like the Bird Nest can bring their strategy to Astrabit, and you can just subscribe to it. It's that simple. It's subscription away, and then you go on with your life. So yeah, that streamlining that whole process has been one of the key driving forces behind everything we do. And if we can distill something down to a single click, drag and drop, or copy and paste, then we're happy with what we've done, because everyone can do that. And like you said, everyone needs to be part of this space.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it is the future.
And that's such a good point. Like, it segues so perfectly into what we want to do next as well. But you're right. I think people often forget that, you know, the bad actors, the idiots in this space, of which, you know, most spaces are littered with them, right? Just much more so when you've got such an open space as ours, right? It's the damage that it does to the adoption of this, right? You know, I want my mum, I want my aunt, my uncle, people like this to be able to have access to things like this. Not only is it the future, but with the very best companies like yourself, you know, this is a very serious money-making mechanism. You look at what governments are doing worldwide, trashing countries, inflation issues, you know, the whole thing with interest rates going through the roof. You know, we're in the UK at the moment. We've got this wildly incompetent government that are removing winter fuel payments from the elderly in just the freezing cold of winter because they're mismanaging money. You know, these poor people are living off these fractions of a state pension. They've either got to choose between food or heating the home. You're talking about something that has real world life-changing consequences, and this implements and takes away so much of that. And, you know, it's one of those things that, okay, you know, as a trader, of course, you get the questions from friends, family, you know, can you trade this account for me? Can you do this? They see this like it's magical internet money, like it's coming out of nowhere, right? They don't realize that the rigor, the stresses, the time you take, right? You know, like, I don't just draw on my own, you know, 6-7 years experience in the markets. I'm talking about drawing on a team that have, you know, 5-8x that, right? And not just that, our connected team and network of people who we draw on even more. But if you can simplify that, you give people access to it, it's just a beautiful thing. So what I really want to show is
effectiveness too, right? So one of the things, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Reece,
no,
but like,
you go ahead, mate.
Yeah, what that's really important is exactly what you've said, is that, you know, first of all, fraud exists everywhere. You can throw a rock at a bank and you're hitting fraud. I mean, Morgan Stanley's just been embroiled in a money laundering, you know, Wells Fargo opening up fake accounts for people. I mean, it's just everybody, you know, picks on crypto right now. Because it's the new and disruptive technology. But that's really where Astrabit wants to be, is disruptive, because for so long, so many people have been locked out of the ability to really engage in the legacy markets and really engage through professional assistance. And even the wealthiest people in the world, right? The ones that can afford to invest in the hedge funds and the private equity funds, they're paying exorbitant amounts of money. If you invest $10 million in a hedge fund today, they usually take 2% of your money just as a standard annual management and administrative fee. And then they take an additional percentage of all of your profits. So if they make, say, 10% for you in that 1 year, so you make $1 million, they'll usually take 20% over a benchmark, but, you know, they'll usually take a good $200,000 bite out of that $1 million, plus the 2% on your 10 million that you're already paying. And now suddenly you're paying an enormous amount of money to invest $10 million, as opposed, we've got people trading tens of millions of dollars with hundreds of different bots across all the varying exchanges. And they're paying 150, 1,000. We've got one that's paying $1,000 a month, and we've got some that are paying a lot more, but they're also
It's pennies on the pound, though, right?
It's pennies. I mean, if you're trading with $10 million, and you're spending $1,000 a month, and you're up 50% in that month, I mean, my God. I mean, that's the best $1,000 you've ever spent.
I mean, there's no question about it. But also, what I love, it's the accessibility, mate. It's the accessibility.
Right. And that's
you don't need 10 million.
Yeah, and we have bots ranging from less than $10 all the way up, and I think our most expensive one, which is not released yet, but it'll be it's called the Nexus bot, and it'll be something very special and unique. But that's going to be like $99. You have one of those, and you trade $10 million with that, and you make 20% in a year. You spend, you spend $100, $200, $100 a month, and you make $2 million on your $10 million. I mean, it's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's mad. And the whole thing that comes back to as well is you're not just opening this wild marketplace to to anybody that wants to come in and throw a strategy together. You're rejecting really good strategies, right? Because you have that duty of care, and also you have that beautiful business mind, right? As a company, right? You're saying to yourself, look, this is a long game, right? Let's establish ourselves. This is one of the biggest things I'm proud of at the Bird Nest, right? Is, through 2017, we've been through the ups, the downs, like everybody has, but we've always ensured that we have the most rigorous due diligence process on partners that we work with, right? The trading team, the technology team, the back end team, everybody, the whole point is to build the very best company, not to make quick money now, to make the very best things that are robust that you can move forward with, right? But at the same time, make it accessible. Yeah, we want to help develop the next generation of traders. We want people to be able to pursue their financial freedom. And I know you guys do as well. So with that, we've got maybe 1,600 people live with us now at the moment. I think just through Twitter, probably a load more through YouTube and bits and pieces. And I'm sure they're champing at the bit to see a little bit about this. So can we just have a look at the little, maybe we'll start with the registration
video.
video.
Generic videos, but yeah, please, absolutely.
Let's do it. And it's a very beautiful overview.
And we do have to show them your strategy because it's really very, very good.
We'll shill that at the end, mate. Don't you worry.
Love it.
Register or create an account on Astrabit. You're going to head over to astrabit.io. On the right hand side, you'll click login. This is your first time a registration will pop up. This is where you'll enter your email, your name, password, and confirm you've read these EULAs, and you'll hit create account. There'll be a verification email sent to your email address, so you can paste that code into here or follow the link in the email. Here's the email, so you can either paste this code into over here and hit next, or if you want to, you can just simply follow this link. And now you can log into the platform.
When there is a video about how to do something that I understand without having to rewatch it, I know it's a winner. Because whenever I see anything to do,
process.
Exactly. When I see copy this, do that, and my mind just goes into this panicked wildfire, right? And it's just like this beautiful void. Just do this, do that. Look, I know, like you said, it's a generic video, but when I'm looking for the quality in a company, I'm looking to, okay, how good does that look, right? What's the user experience of going through that video? Like what does it tell me? It tells me that I'm working with a professional company that really know their stuff. And again, we come back and hark back to this point of simplicity, right? But what I'd actually really like to show people now is a little bit longer, a few minutes, but this is one of my favorite bits. And the numbers are really starting to rack up that are watching this live now. And I think people are really starting to kind of get at this interesting point. I think you really sold them on the points of, you can literally just set these things up Go and play with the kids. Go down the pub with your mates. I think we lost a few people when you said spend more time with the wife. But people are going to suffer for that. People are going to suffer for that. I don't endorse that for anyone else other than myself, by the way. But in seriousness, I really want to introduce, and then I'd love to just close out by taking a look at the Bourbon Spot, right, which we've called Pistachio in honor of our talisman crypto bourbon and one of his favorite, very original parrots or parakeets. Massive fan of burbs, obviously. So let's take a look at how you yourself, literally after this, just contacts, we'll have all the information. You've got the links down in the description. You can literally go straight from this, take advantage of the Black Friday deal with Astrabit. Just give it a go. Give it a go. Like you say, you get credits just for signing up to the damn thing. It doesn't even cost you anything, right? And then if you like it, give it a go, right? So let's take a look at that video and let's listen to that beautiful voice once more.
What I'm going to do today is show you how to set up a bot following a verified strategy. So these are ones in our marketplace. When you're on your home screen, you've logged in. So this is your Nexus dashboard. There are multiple ways to get there to start off. So you can come up here to create bot. You could hit trading, which takes you to the trading page, and then hit create bot right here. Or you could come to the all tabs and hit bots, create bot right here. They all lead you to this screen. For this, what we're going to do is do follow verified strategy, and it's going to bring you to the API connection. So these are two I have available. You see I've got free assets 25% and then free assets 50%. So I can select one of these to use those free assets, or if I wanted to, I could hit connect new, and this would allow me to connect another API. For this one though, I'm just going to select this one where I have 50% free assets, and that brings you to the strategies. These will show you all the strategies that are available. If they are grayed out, you can see here, it means that the exchange API does not trade the selected pair. Another thing too with the API, because I already have Bitcoin running, you can't run two Bitcoin strategies off the same API. You can run a Bitcoin and Ethereum, for example, but you can't run two Bitcoins. But for this one, I want to choose the chain link for Bonsai. So the standard bot's going to allow you to use leverage, and if I want to add take profit levels, I can do up to 4 of those. And then here is your risk and equity management. So I'm going to name the bot Bird. You don't have to change this. I'm going to leave it at single entry. The equity allocation is like how much of what's in the API, how much you have in your wallet you want to use to this. So I already know here that this is the API, half of it split between another bot. So the max I could do on this bot is 50%. So this means that for every trade, that $341 would enter. And then with your leverage, you can set this to whatever you want to, entirely up to you. Obviously, the more leverage you have, the more risk there is. Stop losses, if you want to use this, you can. Or if you want to add take profits, you're definitely able to. So for example, if I want to do take profit close 50% when the price moves 4%, you have the ability to do that. And then once you've done that, so you've set your risk management, everything else, you hit confirm and create. What it's doing now is a kind of test transaction, just speaking to whoever you've like connected your API with. So in this case, mine was WooFi, and then it's successful. You will see like right here, bam. So the bot is up and running. And just a little bit on this screen here, so you can see here when you come to all your bots on the side, you've got chain link. This is what this is, and this tells you a little bit about this. So its position right now is closed. So with it being blued out, that means that the actual signal from the strategy is a close. So you can see it right here. It closed it out right there. If you had a manual close, this would be a different color, so on and so forth. And if you were in a open trade, so like if we go to the AVAX one, you can see here the position is long, so many contracts, the entry amount, price, and all of that. So this does update in real time. Yeah, and that's all that is to set up a bot. As you see, it's very quick and easy, and it's built to be simple.
Amazing, right? Amazing. I love that video. I love everything about it. It makes me just want to go and set up a bot, or at least try some of the strategies, and think about doing that. And I think I might adopt the phrase "built to be simple" as well. I think that's this just what a beautiful phrase. It's so true, right? Just look, let someone else do all the wizardry and the complexity and the technology stuff in the background. Find the best people that do it, and then just find a way to deliver that to someone in that beautiful, like, one-click mechanism, right? Like we've seen with the disruptive finance companies that have come through now, like, no, not to shill this at all, no relationship or affiliation with them at all, but like Revolut for me were really, really big. I'm traveling a lot, I'm using different cards to take out money and foreign exchange rates and stuff, and someone just said, whoa, don't worry about that. just do everything through an app, right? And it's really easy to use. By the way, have a card that you can just take cash out anywhere in the world. Now, I really feel like this is what you guys are doing in such a big way for trading bots, right? So I really do, guys. Look, we've got a Black Friday offer at the moment. You can see the link for that in the description. You can see the QR code that's popping up on your screen as well. But please do go along and check out Astrabit as well. All the information is going to be in the description as well. And what I really want to finish this up. I mean, we've only got maybe like 5 minutes max, right, Nick? I knew this time would fly. I mean, I think actually compared to our normal conversations, we've done really well, right? That to stay
very well, and we've kept it very clean.
So clean, right? I mean, your team will do nothing but attest to the fact that normally they ask us to set like a 30, 45-minute buffer at the beginning of these calls, so we can just get this out of the way, right? So we've done so well, obviously.
As Astrabit team said, the Reese-Nick bromance love affair.
That was the title of the email that just set the office off on both sides. We were just in absolute pieces. And because you're giving up so much of your wonderful time on a Saturday as well, when you're getting to spend some very, very rare time with the family, right? I know how hard you work, how much you travel. Let's talk about Pistachio quickly, right? I know you've got some screenshots, some bits and pieces. I would love for you to share them for me. So this is something we're super, super proud of. You know, I've been a small part of this as well, but we've got a brilliant team here as well that have done so much. This has been taken from the Bird Nest strategy. So this is all a derivative really of what is ultimately our trading indicator, the Burbicator Pro, which incidentally, for all of you guys that are interested in the membership here, is we've now included that. The Black Friday deal, it's ridiculous actually. It's almost silly. Now you're paying $50, $49 a month. I think you get access to the Burbicator Pro, the trading team calls, which are just absolutely ridiculously profitable, all the education, a vibrant community. And through us, you get access to our wonderful friends, partners, and associates and colleagues, and just people like Nick here, right? And people like Astrabit. So, Nick, do you have something you can maybe screen share with us here, and we'll take a look at how this has run through?
I do, but I would also just like to congratulate the Bird Nest on what has been an immensely impressive alpha and beta test. You guys started your alpha. So, you know, we've been talking about this for a while. You started your alpha in late September. Mm-hmm. And I think your win rate is about 80-something% right now. So you're winning the 8 out of 10 trades, which is extraordinary. And if you think about that, right, if you're new to trading and you don't have time to learn it, being able to subscribe to something like that is extraordinary. Right, because most people will come in and lose 8 out of 10 trades, and they'll lose all of their money very quickly. Being able to subscribe to a rigorously tested professional team strategy that is up 47% in like 6 weeks, I think 47%. We have the graph to show you in a moment. So if you had invested, in fact, I'll share my screen quickly. Let me just make sure. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see the screen, Reese?
Oh, we've got it perfectly, my friend.
So just to let you know, if you had invested $1,000 in the Pistachio bot with Bird Nest, and you did that on September, you can see we're not including any backtest data. So this is all live trading data. And look at that curve. It's just up. Yes, it takes a few little dips here and there, right? But it's up, and it's up 46.9, so 47%. In this time period. And just so that everybody knows, Astrabit actually shows this on a delay so that people that are coming to the platform, you know, if anyone's coming with nefarious or malfeasance intent, malintent, I should say, we will, you know, there is a delay, so they can't really get too much information out of that. But they'll be able to use the P&L calculator, they'll be able to put their own leverage preferences in there. And they can check all of that out. But I think, you know, this, guys, is, and I have to be honest, this is a screenshot from the Bird Nest private strategist administrator panel, because I don't think this is live in the marketplace yet. I think we're going live, or this will be part of this discussion today. But and imagine if you'd invested $1 million in months and you paid whatever subscription fee, and we'll talk about that more at another time with you. But let's say you're paying $20 for a standard Astrabit bot, not even an advanced bot or anything like that. And then the charge for the strategy as well. You've just made almost $500,000 in 6 weeks, in 8 weeks, and you've paid what, $150, $200 to do it at most. You can use Astrabit for free. You can use Bird Nest for free. And with all of the sales you guys have got going now, it's even cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really quite spectacular. And just so that everybody knows how this is calculated, this is compounded.
Mm-hmm.
So it does take each trade and calculate the holding period return, the return of every single individual trade. And then it compounds that as though you're just constantly reinvesting the money in every subsequent trade thereafter. So that's how the P&L is calculated. And that's what this is showing. So this is an incredibly impressive strategy. And I mean, imagine beating 2 years worth of returns on the S&P 500 in less than 8 weeks.
Do you know what, Nick? If it wasn't for the ridiculously powerful studio lighting in here we have to make me look human, you'd be able to see me blush.
People talk about how wonderful the S&P, the S&P 500 is so fantastic. It's up 16% this year. I'm like, oh yeah, well, have a look at Bird-Nest. It's up 50% in almost 50% in 8 weeks. Tell me more about your S&P 500.
But the truth of it all is what welcome and so grateful for your comments on this, right? Because it means so much coming from you guys with the experience you've got, the strategies, you've got some wonderful strategies on there as well, but there's going to be some really exciting announcements soon. We're not going to do it today. We're just putting it out there as a little teaser, but it's going to be coming very soon. And people at the Bird-Nest are going to have access to this bot. I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm really looking at, allocating a really large section of my pension fund towards this, right? Because I know what it's done. I know what it's capable of, right? But as well as within Astrabit, right? And I'm excited about the idea of an Astrabit index, by the way. We haven't got time to
the Astra 100. Yeah, we're releasing it, and we've got a whole paper and then the whole portfolio management system. So users will be able to not just see what their Bird-Nest bot is doing. They'll be able to input into our system all of their manual trades, everything they're doing across all of their exchanges. And then our system users, Markowitz, it shows them there's a freemium, they'll get the Markowitz efficiency frontier, and it'll calculate all the different bots and show them how they need to weight their assets accordingly so that they can structure the optimal risk to reward ratio to that optimal bot, all of those sorts of things. That will be coming live. They'll also get a portfolio score. What we do is we break down the risk and the return with all the modern day measures: Sortino ratio, Sharpe ratio, Jensen's alpha. That's over on the CAPM. That's also over on the profit side. But we break everything down. And then we give them a portfolio score out of 100. So, each risk and reward, a return rather, is scored out of 100, and then it's averaged into a total portfolio score. So they're able to do all of that in one place. And so they'll be able to track their bot and how it's doing over time. They'll be able to see how they want to weight it, everything like that. And it can be automatically done with a single click.
It's incredible. And for those of you out there, it took me a long time to know about what Nick was even saying there, by the way. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what Sharpe ratio, Markowitz theory, what is that, a tennis player? Or what you're thinking is, this is the beauty of working with people like this, right? Just draw on their knowledge. Just find exactly people.
Leverage other people's experience to be profitable yourself. Precisely.
It's what all the very best people do. Now, Nick, unfortunately, we're going to have to call it a day there, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. Honestly, it was always a ray of sunshine in my life seeing you, my friend, and your wonderful team over there at Astrabit. Look, there's going to be so many exciting announcements coming up from us. This will, I'm sure, be the first of many of these that we're going to do. Thank you so much for your support. As well as the bot has been doing, we could not have done it without just the exceptional work and dedication you and your team have put into us. And it's a partnership that I'm incredibly proud of. We're incredibly proud of. And we see a hugely great future together, my friends. So without further ado, let me just tell you once more, you can find all the information to Astrabit down there. We will be making sure to put it out again. We've got 2,500 people live with us at the moment. A lot more than that are going to see this as well, which is exactly what we want to see. Please don't forget, rush to claim your VIP seat, 50% off now. You can see the QR code on the screen. You can go to the link in the description. Just think about this. Think of the conversation we've had if you're listening to this, the access you get to things like this. What Nick is talking about here, the portfolio management system, the hedging capabilities, all of these things are going to be in your hands soon. You're going to have access to this bot through the TBN membership. Not just that, you're going to have the market updates, the information, the education to make sure you know how to control those weightings on the bot. We will tell you about the market conditions, the trending environments, the ranging environments, risk on, risk off. You combine that level of knowledge and education with just the mad levels of expertise and skill that we've got going on over at Astrabit. this thing is a massive win.
And we'll get you into our copy trading system as well, where people can copy your traders across any platform, and they can cross-platform trade too as well. So all your partners can get in on it, my friend.
There's so much, man. There's so much. And this is going to be one of the first of many. So make sure you get in there, get involved. Nick, you're an absolute gem. Enjoy your weekend, my friend, and some well-deserved, hopefully, a little bit of time off. All right. Thank you so much. It's been a gem to have you on. Take care, everyone.
Be well. Bye-bye.